engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Hello everyone, welcome to Faith on Film. Excited to have you join our show today. How you doing, Holly?
Doing great as always. And we love this show because all things chosen, of course. I had a chance to interview the head of director marketing, Katherine, and she is not only a lovely person and genuinely a kind person, but she's fun to talk to because she's full of all sorts of knowledge and secrets. And there are some exciting things getting ready to happen on The Chosen season 5 that we're going into, and really beyond. I love it that we kind of get a few little inside tips on maybe what's going on after The Chosen, you know, because they're not just going to stop and go, okay, that's it. Right. They've got more stories to tell.
Well, did she tell you everything?
Let's watch and see if she does.
All right, but before we do, we're going to hear from Melissa. Of course, she is she works for the company that is a sponsor of Faith on Film, as she talks about the movie that she wants to promote for this month. So we got a full show today, Holly.
That's right. Let's go.
Hey, Melissa, welcome back again.
Thank you. Thank you. This is something I look forward to every month, is getting to be on your show. I just have such a good time, and thank you so much for having me and letting me talk about the wonderful films we have on Encourage TV. That's just such a highlight to my month.
Well, what do we have this month?
Silent Night in Algona. It's a beautiful story. It is based on a true story in Algona, Iowa's history. There's a museum that holds, well, I can't tell you what it holds because it would be a spoiler. But the film is set back in the 1940s. It's a World War II film. And it is about the prisoners of war here in the United States who worked our farms when our boys were off fighting the war. Okay. So it's got a lot of intrigue and truth to it. It's about bridging the gap of histories, and I think everybody's really going to enjoy it. It's definitely going to hit your heartstrings. It does center around a particular family, which represents several families in that time, frame. So, yeah, I can't wait for everybody to see it.
And where can they see it?
On Encourage TV. You can watch it right on our channel. So we're pleased to have that film be representative of the films that, we show on our channel.
Sure. All right. Well, let's take a look at the trailer.
Dad?
Praise me, kid.
Kommst du bei noch was zu Hause?
Hello.
Welcome to America.
From up to something, I know it.
We all like you! Nazi crop sends your grandson to the bottom of the ocean?
Tom Barrett, you're coming darn close to crossing the line with me. Whoa. Watch what happens the first time something happens to our families.
You actually decided on your own?
Clara, please.
To bring the enemy?
Enough! I'm hiring them German boys because we need the help.
I've been a Barry kid! I'm not a traitor!
Do something to stay up to go out.
Darling! Darling!
Welcome to Algona, Iowa, the corn capital of the world.
That it is.
David, welcome back. Man, I just had you on last month, and here you are again. You must be a busy guy. And of course, we have with you today Cassie Dean, who is also working on or is on this film that we're promoting this month called Silent Night in Algona. So welcome to you two.
Thank you for having us, man. It's always good to hop on here and chat with you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, you bet. So listen, I'm going to go ahead and jump over to Cassie since we kind of already know about you and how you got started, David. But Cassie, can you tell us a little bit about you and how you got started in this business?
Yeah, so my aunt is an amazing actress, and she actually got me started. I played the younger version of her in a movie, and I fell in love with it. And I was already in art school in Savannah, Georgia, and they have a minor for film acting. So I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do with my life. And started taking classes in it, and yeah, haven't looked back.
So David, tell me a little bit about Silent Night in Algona. What's this movie about?
You know, it's a period piece about the 1940s, yeah, and it's a sort of a story about not judging a book by its cover, really, loosely based on true events, but essentially in the 1940s, after World War II, a lot of German POWs were taken and put in these small towns all across the United States, and put to work to like help bring back these farm communities and things that may have been damaged through the men being away from war. And so this is sort of an isolation of that sort of macro event where you find you follow this family that's being affected by these events, and it's just a beautiful story about how some of these guys that came over, obviously Nazis, bad people, but not all the people that were taken in as POWs were actually believing in that ideology. And so that they were following their orders, or they were going to be put to death. So these guys come over and they get a second chance, and it's about this community sort of either embracing them or not. And sorry, that's our cat. Hey, Sissy, you gonna not do that?
You got your cat over there. I got my dog over here barking. Man, this is great.
Pets just don't know whenever we're doing things that are important. But yeah, it's a beautiful story about love and not judging book by its cover, and people overcoming incredible trials in the midst of uncertain circumstances.
Wow. And what was your role in that?
I play creepy Pastor Carl Herman. He is, he's a fire and brimstone cornerside preacher that essentially manipulates people using his influence in order to kind of schmooze on the ladies of the town, including her character, who is married to the main character. So Carl's not a good guy. He's not a good guy.
Wow. So Cassie, tell us a little bit about your role then, as a married woman.
Yeah, so I played Clara, who was actually she's based on a real woman, and yeah, she's a struggling mom and wife. She has 2 sons. One's a baby, and then one I think was 10 or 11 in it. And their farm is struggling. Her husband has a bad back, and I think she was struggling with a lot of postpartum depression, and they don't have treatment for that. Like back in the 1940s, they're kind of just like, suck it up. And she was just having a really tough time and started getting some attention from creepy pastor.
Charismatic and creepy.
And yeah, so that's kind of where we start off with her in the film.
Oh, wow. Now, does your character begin to fall for this creepy pastor?
In a way, yeah. She really likes the attention and where she's at in life. I don't know if she's like falling for him or falling just for the idea of him. Yeah. Now, this obviously does not sound like a Hallmarky movie. The one we talked about last month, David, was a Hallmarky movie, rom-com.
This one doesn't sound like that.
No, I mean, I would be wrong to call it gritty, but it's definitely a little bit more. It's less like everything's good, all the time, and it's more exploring people that are going through these very real and relatable circumstances, even though not everybody's a farmer today, but you can relate to the idea of having difficulty at work and not being able to do the things that you need to do in order to make ends meet. Everybody can relate to that, to some degree. And so that's sort of that's one of the central themes for our main character. And then a lot of people can relate to, having relationship struggles because, maybe things haven't been going as smoothly as they could be going for a variety of reasons. And then I know everybody can relate to the idea of, being sort of proven wrong or proven right by your presuppositions of other people based on, just looking from the outside in. So it's a movie that really explores a lot of different truths that I think we all experience in one way or another. And that's our cat. And it takes you on a journey of happiness, sadness, cheer, despair, but ultimately culminates with a very beautiful moment at the end that sort of encapsulates the human experience in a very real way. So, yeah.
So, Cassie, any new projects that are on the horizon for you?
Well, I am working on starting my own business. I'm a fashion designer, and then I'm just auditioning in Atlanta and trying to get new headshots and just working out here. So okay, now what is your biggest passion then? Because you've got two different things. You got acting and you've got fashion design. Which one really just gets you up in the morning? Is that a fair question? Both. It's hard to really choose. I think I switch back and forth. I do love acting. That's why I'm in Atlanta. Is for the acting opportunities out here. But yeah, I mean, when I'm struggling with acting, I've got fashion to turn to, so it's nice to have both.
I feel like I just put you on the spot there, didn't I? So how can people follow you, Cassie?
I'm on Instagram, just Cassie Dean _. And I'm on Facebook too, just Cassie Dean.
Okay, and David, again, I know you gave it last month, but for those that maybe are watching this one, didn't watch last month, how do they follow you?
Yeah, it's just I am David Reardon on Instagram, and that's where most of the career updates and things like that will be. But if you just want to see just one shot, silly, dumb videos, the TikTok is the same thing. So yeah.
Okay. So one last question for you, Cassie, because I asked it of David. How he enjoyed working with on the what's her name? I just forgot.
Isabel.
Isabel. How did you like working with David?
Well, that's actually where we met. So I suppose you could say I liked it.
She doesn't sound that sure, David. I suppose I can say we liked it.
No, it's amazing working with him. He's an amazing actor.
That's wonderful.
And he's been doing it longer than me, so definitely can learn from him, and he's amazing to work with.
She's being modest. She has the ability to tap into like deep emotions to a degree that I don't know if I've ever seen. So she's being humble right now. She's incredible, and if you guys haven't seen it, you need to go check it out because she's awesome.
Silent Night in Algona, available on Encourage TV, folks. Well, guys, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you for having us, man. It's always a pleasure.
Katherine, always a joy to speak with you. We have several times before, and it's like, hey, sister, you get to see a sister friend, you know what I mean? So it's fun to see you again. But how exciting to be here and be promoting season 4. Are they even more excited now for what's happening, what's going on?
I think this season has just emotionally taken people on such a ride. Everything is so elevated in terms of production value, and that people are just, even I as a fan first am going, what is happening? Like this is it's a different Chosen, the same Chosen, but a different Chosen. There's such a different intentionality that I've never experienced before as a fan of the Chosen first.
Yes.
So that's really fun to see.
I have seen all the episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Yes.
Yes.
And there are more to come and still more being released. And I have to say, because we're not going to spoil it for people who haven't, but take tissue, take Kleenex.
Lots of tissue.
Lots of tissue. And even the moments you don't think hit me, you know, even there's some sweet little moments. I won't give away who, but there's a scene where Jesus is standing watching oil being pressed, and he's watching the stones being piled on and the oil being pressed, and his face captures how he's being pressed, and someone comes up and just hugs him, and I started crying. I'm like, oh, I would hug you too. It's like, it was like little things like that, you know, that hit you. So, oh my gosh, this season's powerful.
It's extraordinarily powerful, and there was this line, and it's in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away, but Jesus is talking to his mother, just, you know, kind of processing, you know, his disciples jockeying for position and not understanding, not hearing, really hearing, listening but not hearing.
Yes.
And, you know, Mother Mary goes, well, what do you expect? You know, they're only human. And he just turns to her and with such sincerity just goes, I'm also human.
Yes.
And I don't think I fully understood until this season the humanity of Jesus and what that must have been like. I felt like Dallas and the writers have scripted that so beautifully this season. Yes. And of course, Jonathan is just another level this season.
Yes. No, you're so right though. They've made they made his emotions more tangible.
Yes.
Like, you understand why he's getting frustrated. You understand why he's irritated. You know he knows there's a time limit, and he's like he's got limited time, and they're not getting it. Like, you're not getting it, you know. Just so many things, and Scripture comes alive. They were standing in front of the gates of hell. The Scripture that says the gates of hell can't and he goes into the Scripture, and I'm like, of course that makes sense, because you think in your mind gates of hell in hell, but you have to remember how the Bible was written and the allegories. Anyway, fascinating. I love what they're doing with it. Okay, you guys are getting ready to do season 5.
So we're getting ready to start filming season 5 on April 11th.
Okay.
We'll start filming, and this is really fun. April 15th to May 3rd, it's Holy Week, we'll be filming, and we'll have 600 and more extras every single day for 15 days straight.
Oh, wow.
So we have fans of The Chosen coming in as extras from all over the world to film with us for 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So we opened up several thousand spots. They went in like 36 hours, of course, something like that.
Yes.
Our fans are amazing.
Yes.
So I can't wait to be with them on the ground.
So how many extras are you going to have?
So it will be 600 a day over 15 days.
600 a day?
So I think that's 9,000 needed total. So, but on average, we'll have probably about 3,000, because a lot of them will stay for multiple days.
Where are you going to put all those people in Midlothian, Texas?
They're grown adults housing themselves, figuring it out. Thank you to our amazing fans. But we will feed them, we will celebrate them, and we'll have some fun surprises for them when they're on the ground with us.
How fun. You know, I admire where Dallas and Chad and the executive producers and the writing team, I mean, to name them all, the people that are telling where they started at Capernaum, which of course is a love in my heart, and that season 1, and I was talking about someone this the other day, to see where they've come in 4 seasons, and if you see the set, if you ever get a chance to go to Midlothian and see the set, it blows my mind. And even though I've been there, I've seen where they've expanded onto it and stuff. But I mean, it is amazing to see the growth and potential. And what is their vision for even beyond? Because you're not just going to go 7 seasons and go, well, that was a good run. I just can't imagine doing that.
I mean, we can't announce anything yet, but I can only promise you that we're diligent about pursuing what God wants us to do next.
Well, I thought Dallas said something. I read something in press where he had let a little something out about he planned to do. Come on. He did. I read it somewhere. I read it.
There's some projects we may or may not be, huddling around.
I was like, oh, he said it.
He definitely has hinted. Yeah. So you're very wise and astute, Holly.
I do my research. I read everything about it.
So there might be something coming. It's Dallas's beautiful story to tell, mine to support.
So basically, it probably is not going to stop after season 7. A different thing, maybe, but this encourages though people to stay connected.
Yes.
You know, it's not like, oh, we're signing on and we'll be done in 3 years. You know what I mean? That's my point. Is it gets people involved and stay connected.
Yes. No, we're only getting started.
Yeah, it's a community they're building, really, and they have built, and that's so fun to think too. You've seen all the episodes in season 4. What's your favorite one? Do you have a favorite?
Goodness, I can tell you my favorite scene.
Okay.
I have so many favorite moments.
Okay.
But I loved seeing, obviously, the scene I mentioned between Mother Mary and Jesus. I love seeing the forgiveness scene. I won't tell you between who.
Yes, that was, it was so good.
That was another tearjerker. I'm so happy.
Take a tissue for that one. That was so good.
But watching the disciples, so our cast, sing and dance and play games during Hanukkah, and that was really special to watch. And just to know behind the scenes, a lot of our cast were nervous about, I'm going to have to sing, I'm going to have to play instruments, but they also had so much fun. And so in the middle of a very hard season, and we know it's only going to get harder before it gets better.
Right.
That was a beautiful reprieve for our cast to just really play and to see the humanity of Jesus in the midst of the play without ever losing sight of what his mission is.
Yes.
That is woven so, in my opinion as a fan, perfectly through season 4.
Yes.
So as a fan, it's not any specific scene, it's just that woven storyline of the humanity, the playfulness within real life.
And Mary and Martha and Lazarus come into it, so we're all familiar with that. And I love how they did that scene. And
John the Baptist.
And I mean, so many moments. I mean, you know,
I will say this is my favorite. It's my favorite season yet. I will go on record saying
I want to. Although the last show of season 3, which I'm not spoiling, you should have watched it by now, when they're on the boat in the water and Jesus reaches in and gets Peter, and the line, you know, that had me. I was in tears. And then even Peter, now we can call him Peter. Wink, wink. Even Peter refers to the fact that, you know, well, I had my moment on the boat. I mean, he refers to that. That was a life-changing moment for him.
He does.
And, you know, how they're dealing with death and how they're dealing with things in life and stuff. That's amazing, too. Okay. What, as far as releases, as far as people, this is a question people ask me. Well, can we go tour their studios? Do you have tours at Midlothian? And yes or no?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
It's something that we're eager to do and find a way forward. But
people have asked, and I'm like, I don't think that they do that because
not yet.
They have to keep filming. You know?
Because we're still a very small team that's trying to produce The Chosen and make it, and so we have all these amazing ideas and desires, but we'll get there eventually. Please be patient with us. But that's the hope.
Okay, now, did The Chosen win an award recently?
Oh.
I thought they did. I thought they were up for some kind of a...
We've won a few.
A Grammy or something. They were not Grammy. Some kind of I thought they were up for a Golden Globe or some kind of award for... Maybe they're not. But I was reading where they were saying for production-wise, maybe they've considered.
No.
Probably not, but they should be.
Yes. You heard it from her, folks.
No, but they should be. This, you know what? This was the article. There was an article I was reading, and they were saying how things that are well produced and doing well, like there's shows that have been nominated for Golden Globes and other shows that are doing less in audience participation and watching and are winning awards, and they're snubbing Christians because it's Christian. You know.
Yes.
But I saw Jonathan on Fox. I saw Jonathan on The View. I saw Jonathan. So look at where he's being accepted in for media.
And that is a lot. I mean, obviously we have just our fans are amazing, our publicists are amazing, but Whoopi Goldberg has been such a kind, supportive fan that has really opened those doors and has been deeply intentional about supporting us. She came out to one of our New York City screenings that Liz and Jonathan were at. Liz plays Mary Magdalene, Jonathan plays Jesus. And she came and addressed the audience, and she's really just giving of her own time to support what is happening. And so
okay, I'm kind of shocked.
That's mind-blowing.
I'm kind of shocked. Let's pause a moment. Whoopi Goldberg, the very leftist of the left of Hollywood, is reaching out and doing that. Wow.
But that's just, it's like,
And that's the
Jesus
power.
breaks down, like Jesus just breaks all that down.
Yes.
And he insists us to meet each other on a human level. Like that's just what he does.
And you saw Joy go, well, I'm kind of nervous being next to Jesus. I really enjoyed watching all that.
It was the most beautiful interview. I just felt like it was friends having coffee together and no other agenda from any side.
Yes.
And so Jonathan did an amazing job.
Didn't he? He is skilled at handling that, isn't he? He's just
But he's
skilled.
so sincere about it. Like the same Jonathan that sat there at that table is the same Jonathan I encounter over dinner on set. And it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of him. Like I said, he on the Hello, on the Super Bowl, you're watching him, anyway, it's been great. Well, I'm excited. We're excited for season 5 and season 4 right now. Okay. When will it be available on the app?
So we are figuring that out now.
Okay.
As we speak. So we'll be in theaters for a couple more weeks, and then our desperation is to get it to fans and not hold it back at all. So we're hopeful that we'll be able to announce a date very soon. We're going to release a new app, so just the technology needs to be ready for us to be able to do all that. Yeah, well, it'll be the chosen app. It's just bigger and better.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can look forward to that. That's kind of exciting. All right. But thank you so much for the time. Thank you for coming and sharing with us on Faith on Film what's going on. We really appreciate you. Love you guys and support you. And I want to come. I want to come to see the set. I want to come visit soon.
Oh, yes. Please come. We'll hang out.
Okay. Thanks.
That was a fun show, wasn't it?
It was fun, and she is so informative, like I said. What's interesting is they're going to have 600 extras for like 10 days up in Utah to film scenes for season 5. And they put the word out on, social media on their sites that they wanted extras, which you have to pay to be an extra. Okay. They take money in to be on their set. That's just the way they did it for the Feeding of 5,000. That's the way they're doing it. It was $999, almost $1,000 for the Feeding of the 5,000. I think someone said it's like $400 for this one, but it's in Utah. So you got to go to Utah and spend 10 days on their sets up there. It's not the one in Midlothian, which I thought was interesting. But they said already filled up. Already people excited to be those extras for 10 days. So it'll be interesting to see what scenes that is in season 5 anyway.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a very interesting way of funding the show, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is. Come and See, which is the ones that take the funding in and then they match it. So whatever funding comes in for things like that, then they match the funding. Which, it works for them. That's what they're doing now. But I thought that was interesting.
Great. I think so. Hey, you think maybe somebody would pay something to come and watch us do our show? Never mind.
I wouldn't throw that out.
Well, hey, that's the end of it.
Watching it all to begin with. Hey, thank you guys for watching and supporting us. We appreciate your support.
Big time.
We do. And we appreciate you going to YouTube and subscribing and liking us because it counts on there as well. So thank you for doing that.
That's right. Just go to youtube.com/@FaithOnFilmTV. Alrighty.
Yep.
See you all next week.
Blessings.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.